Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Zesty Craft. Here are 10 medieval house designs that are perfect for any kingdom. Number 10, small and stylish. Starting out with the basics, this house is a simple and nice looking example of many of the other techniques that make medieval buildings in Minecraft. The white walls are combined with dark wooden highlights are a key part of the style. On top of that, it's an easy introduction to one of the most challenging aspects of these buildings, the roofs. Building a set of stairs from either side to meet the middle is all well as good, but this building is a simple example of how to mix stairs and normal blocks to make something more interesting to look at, as well as a choice of color. Number 9, a house fit for an ealdorman. This house takes the same techniques as before, but makes them a bit bigger and more complicated for a much grander design. This is a perfect house design for any high status area of a town, away from the peasantry and general populace. Using stone bricks instead of white concrete, the wooden logs are used to give up the building and outside scaffolding that was often in these buildings around that time. Additionally, using fences instead of glass for windows is more time appropriate, as glass was an expensive commodity. Number 8, blacksmith's house. When thinking of commercial buildings to dot around a medieval town, a blacksmith is a must-have. Blacksmiths weren't quite a fixture of towns as the media would have people believe. They often lived and worked in the local barracks/castle, however, it just wouldn't feel right without some friendly bearded man out by his house, hitting some heated metal with a hammer. This design uses the white and wood technique on the building but builds a stone tier into the bottom. Number 7, a noble house. This design pushes the techniques already shown and pushes them bigger and bolder. This one will be quite resource intensive, using a lot of terracotta for the walls and roof, but when the house looks as pretty as this, it's worth the effort. With various sections of the house sticking out from the main section, this shows how irregular shapes make for far more interesting buildings. Number 6, farmhouse. Big or small, rich or poor, everyone needs to eat. A farmhouse is another clear choice for buildings in any medieval town, and this one is rather humble. The house is quite easy to build, but it still packs in a massive helping of detail, and studying it can be useful for players looking to learn how and where the detail can be added to bigger builds. While the farm shown is quite small, this house could easily be placed in the middle of a massive field. Number 5, choosing the right texture. This house is another fine example of the usual medieval house techniques, this time using stone as the outer scaffolding as opposed to wood. The colors are unusual in this one, but the use of sandstone makes for a more unique feel. What this house also does is showcase how impressive using different resource packs can be when finding the right look for buildings. Number 4, something a little different. While most medieval buildings will have their basis in realism, it doesn't always have to be that case. Many fantasy worlds use a medieval setting, so players may want to be on the lookout for medieval buildings that are a bit more out there for their design. This is one such building. Number 3, wall of houses. This is a unique design, but one can be seen in places throughout Europe. This row of houses also acts as a bit of a wall, with the gap in the middle leading into somewhere. While it's unlikely that these would be the walls to a new town, they could easily make a very stylish entrance to a nice plaza with lots of houses around the outside and maybe a market in the middle. Alternatively, this could simply be the front wall of a much larger building to which the hole in the middle is the entrance. Number 2, stay at the inn. Every town of any worth needs a place where travelers can get a good drink, some good food, and a place to rest their heads. An inn is a place where all these needs will be met, and this one will certainly do the job. A rather complex design, this takes almost all the techniques seen so far and pulls them together for an extremely impressive building. With a resource pack adding texture to the white walls and roof, as well as some intricate detailing on the front. Number 1, a mansion big enough for a village. For players who have more resources and they know what to do with, here's the ultimate challenge in a medieval building. The dimensions of this building exceed 100 by 100 by 100 blocks and will certainly take a while to complete, but it will be a sight to behold when it's finished. Not to mention, this is one of the many huge buildings. While it's not the most complex of designs, the detailing on each of the front-facing walls are impressive, and the way all the extensions lock together is beautiful. Perhaps the biggest challenge for this building is designing the interior. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. So long.